Alright guys, what we've got here is the after we've taped it off. We started with the white base, we've taped it off, and now we've got our our gloss black layer in the process of painting our Eddie Van Halen Eruption Charger tribute build to Eddie Van Halen. So I mean, so far, just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So we're going to start our next taping process, and then we'll be ready to shoot our next layer, which will be red. So beautiful. All right, stay tuned. So we've had a long day of taping and painting. So we want to kind of give you a glance of where we are with this Eddie Van Halen tribute Dodge Charger Eruption Charger build. This right here is after 3 coats of the red applied, and it's also been, taped off, obviously. So we're going to start pulling the tape probably tomorrow, just to kind of give it like maybe a 24-hour cure. But as you can see, still got the tape on it, and I hope she turns out good, guys. Kind of taped it in the Eddie Van Halen spirit. All right. All right, so this has been a really good paint job. This is the first paint job out of the Wicked Wizard garage in 2021. This is the limited edition Revell 1968 Dodge Charger RT 2-in-1, which is a 125 scale. It's a level 3 build. A lot of parts in this kit. Wonderful kit. I suggest build it if you guys get the chance. So I am going to make a separate how to paint your Eddie Van Halen um, style model video. This right here is just basically an update for the subscribers that are following this build. So real in a nutshell, we started with the white styrene, and I kind of want, I always try to put some organic in the builds, so I left it naked styrene for the white, and then we took masking tape, which we cut with scissors, and we kind of didn't want them uniformity. We were kind of looking for like an organic type of cut. So, there might be it might run skinny and then wide and then skinny. Just very random, basically, was what I was going for. Then we masked off the white body, and then we sprayed it with a gloss black. And I'm going to go over all the paints in my how-to paint video. But so we did the black layer, which was the second layer. Then we let it dry for like 24 hours. We came back the next day, and we started masking again with random cut stripes and whatnot. After the second masking, we shot it with the final red coat. After that, then we let it dry for another 24 hours, and then we came back to this part right here where we're peeling off each layer of the masking. Of course, when you're peeling it off, you really got to try to peel off the top layer of masking first so you don't get caught up in the bottom layer of masking. So basically, you want to pull off the black masking first, and then you can pull off the white masking second. That way, it just flow the process just flows a lot smoother. I'm choosing not to clear the paint job because I just think it's actually I think it turned out great the way it is. And I think it stands more true to the original guitar because I don't believe Eddie clear coated his um his paint job. I also believe that he did it with spray cans. So I kind of wanted to stay in the tradition of that and use spray cans. I will go over the um each paint in the paint video, but basically just going really slow and pulling each each stripe off. I really gave this paint job a lot of thought and studied a lot of the pictures of the Frankenstrat, and just to me, it just seemed like the randomness was what really captures this style of painting. I've also came up with another idea when I was building this. While I'm building this, sometimes when you're building a model, you'll come up with another idea of another totally different project. So I have been thinking about building like a mobile axe repair shop vehicle and make like miniature guitars with cases. And I'm not sure of what vehicle. I got to pick out a really nice, vehicle. I got to pick out a really nice model kit for it. But basically, I would be thinking about, you could show up on the scene and you can sell guitars out of the back, or you could repair guitars, change strings, do setups, and also I just think that as far as the music, um, sharing the music with the modeling, it's an ideal project for me. But it's going to be a long-term project. Like I said, I got to pick out the kit that I'm going to use to do the project with, and then I got to kind of figure out um, all the guitars. I'd love to have um, a really good selection of the guitars. I'm probably going to make them out of styrene, 125, 124 scale, depending on the kit that I choose. But like a mobile axe, repair shop vehicle. So that's an ideal that I've been kicking around, and I do believe I will start working on that in the near future. So now, like I said, this paint job to me, it turned out. It's so funny because it seems like you can prepare for paint jobs and do everything you think's right, and then something goes wrong in the process and you totally mess the paint job up, and you never quite know what happened or why it happened. But then there's times like on this paint job where I planned, but I really kind of with the Eddie Van Halen spirit, just not that I didn't care, but it's kind of like I had a I don't care attitude and just like did the process. And there was a part of me that thought it was going to screw up at some point. maybe a reaction with the chemicals of the paint being different brands or whatever. But funny enough, it's this paint job actually turned out way better than I thought it was going to turn out, and that sometimes paint jobs surprise you. So this is the first paint job coming out of the WWG for 2021. Um, I'm so inspired by this build. I'm really enjoying it, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been very challenging, but it's also been a lot of fun. So, like I say, be looking for the how-to video. I'm gonna like make it a lot, um, just make it for the how-to people out there. This paint job's really popular for a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons. So, I'm gonna make it for like how to paint a model kit, but you could probably apply the same procedure to a laptop or an Xbox or a microwave or whatever you wanted to paint it on, basically. So here again, we are just peeling off each layer. And the tape that I used was pretty much just regular masking tape. I'm going to go over all of the materials in the how-to video, but I didn't get any much bleed through, if at all. A lot of times when you're taping off, if you don't get the edges pressed down correctly, you get bleed through, which on this particular paint job, I really wasn't concerned, funny enough, because most of the time you are concerned because you don't want bleed through. But on this particular paint job, a little bleed through would actually be more of the style that the guitar was um, painted in. So I welcomed it. It was like, well, if it happens, it'll be like a happy accident, like Bob Ross would say. But for the most part, the tape went down great. There was, like I said, there's no primer, so there's no primer on this. This was just straight naked styrene painted over, and then I tried to lay down a smooth first coat so I wouldn't have to do any sanding, and then just laid the top coat layer over that, and it's a pretty smooth paint job, considering the process that I actually ended up doing for it. I mean, after I completed it, I kind of looked at some pictures of the guitar and kind of compared, the car to the guitar, and I was like, wow, that's, you know, to me, it's really close. One of the cool things about this particular paint job is it's so identifiable. It's kind of like once you see it, you either kind of have like that deja vu moment where you've seen it somewhere before, even if you don't, like, say, if you're not into music or anything, or you don't even know who Eddie Van Halen is, you got to look at that paint job and kind of looks familiar because you might have seen it somewhere before, not knowing like where it came from and stuff. So I am deciding on. I was gonna use like the chassis and the cockpit and everything, but it's just if I use those, It's not gonna be able to set the way I want it to set. So I've decided to scratch build the suspension, front and back suspension, and the cockpit, the just the whole chassis. Just gonna try to fab up, design something to make it set um, the way I want to see it set. I've picked out one set of wheels that actually looks pretty good on it, and I'll probably end up running them if I don't find anything to top them. Just I decided to go with the 426 big block Hemi in there, and I'm going to build it up nice, and then the hood I think I'm just going to paint the hood black, and my goal is to actually get this particular project done in 2021. Normally, a project like this would probably take me a year or more on and off of it, just because of all the complexities of getting it. Not just getting the paint job right, but getting the stance right, and making sure the engine and all the suspension and components and everything else is just fit the car. So, as I'm revealing each stripe, I was just amazed at how crisp the stripes were actually coming out on the piece. And it was funny. It was like every time I took a stripe off, it was looking more like the Frankenstrat, and I was like, wow, you know. So, like I say, I am going to do a how-to paint video. This is just an update. Actually, this is the first update since I did the unboxing, and I'm really happy that I've actually got this far on the project, and to be able to get like maybe a how-to video out of it for the community um, and the world. Like I say, you can apply this technique on pretty much anything. Your toolbox, if you want to put it like on your toolbox, or your bicycle if you're into bikes, or motorcycle, whatever. I mean, this paint job looks. It's like Eddie was a tinkerer. He loved to hot rod things, and I've seen interviews when he said that he's messed up a lot of stuff trying to get where he was trying to go. And you do sometimes. You mess up a lot of things till you you know get it right. Highly impressed with the paint job though. It turned out way better than I was anticipating. And I think it was more like I was just vibing. I was on a vibe when I was doing it, to the point where it's kind of like, even though I've never painted this paint job before, I've done this process before with like flames, doing like a flame job. I love, like, this paint job's actually inspiring me to do some flame jobs. I'm not sure if I've ever done one, like a handmade flame job on the channel. I remember doing it back when I was, first got into building, and older builds and stuff. So it's been a while, but I'm sure that if I use the same techniques that I'm doing here, but just do it in, with the flames. You could do it with graphics too, though, believe it or not. I mean, you could do graphics. So this, like I say, this is the car. This is the car after it's been unmasked. And this, really, really, really nice shine. I made sure that I let each layer cure before I moved on with the masking. So big shout out to all my Monomine 72 hardcore fans out there. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and I'm going to show a couple of finished photos of the piece. And now I'm going to be moving on to sorting out the and trying to get start scratch building some suspension components and figure out the interior and whatnot. Beautiful paint job, man. I'm highly impressed with this particular piece. 1968 Eruption Dodge Charger. That's funny, the way the camera was. So here we are. Here's a photo of where we are, and here's those wheels that I was telling you that I picked out. I'm probably gonna go with them. I really dig it, but I gotta find one more for the front. I'm loving that stance though. Here's some trees, some of the parts. This kit's loaded with parts. Like I say, I'm gonna pull this Hemi. Peace, love, and happiness to everybody. Monomine 72, over and out. Thanks for watching, guys.